Good afternoon. Today's module, Module 4, is all about being a team player. Building a team. A team is defined as a group of people working towards a common goal. A team is existent within any organization, business, government, religious, professional, cultural, social, or family. Have you ever wondered why there are teams who could not achieve their goals? Businesses suffer financial loss. Families are broken. Sports teams lose a crucial game. And religious as well as social organizations are beset with internal conflicts. There are many factors that can be contributed to why different businesses and associations fail. For example, management style, the hiring and promotion process, salaries and benefits. They have also been identified as culprits, but the greatest culprit of all is the team members themselves. It has been said that the most critical factor when it comes to a team's existence is its human resource. A team can essentially only be as healthy or as sick as its members or its weakest member. So following this line of thought, building a team then is building its individual members. I would say that this should be the essential step that every organization should undertake. The effort and the time spent on this initial step is largely dependent on where the members are in terms of capability building. Capability is the power or ability to do work. Some teams may find themselves in the early stages of development. To develop is to bring out those capabilities in your workers. Others may be already on the cultivation stage. To cultivate is to bring these capabilities into a more advanced stage. I'm guessing that you all know that all of us are gifted with power or ability to do work. Not all of us, though, are able to maximize the benefits of this power or ability. What are these capabilities that each team member should develop and or cultivate? I call these 4 C's. Number 1, competence. Number 2, confidence. Number 3, composure. A hurried person is full of nerves. And if you are full of nerves, you could never be composed. If you are not composed, then you cannot think clearly of what you should do. Reading these lines, I guess you are no longer surprised why there are accidents and nasty confrontations. Wouldn't it be great if all organizations allotted a time for relaxation, for trips, retreats, and a time to laugh together? The 4th C is character. This is a product of the first 3 C's. Now just to recap the first 3 C's: competence, confidence, and composure. And now, character. The dictionary offers several definitions of character. In this context, character is the sum total of the traits and characteristics that define the nature of the person. Resource books offer a long list of character traits. The character traits that a team needs to cultivate in its members depends largely on its purpose, goals, and functions. Examples of character traits that contribute to the success of a team are as follows: adaptability, compassion, determination, loyalty, fairness, consideration, trustworthiness, resourcefulness, respect, and responsibility. Teams exist and function because of its members. Building a team is difficult, but maintaining a team is twice as difficult. Team members come and go, and training a new member is always costly in terms of money, energy, and time. One of my business communication students who was listening intently to my lecture about the 4 C's asked me enthusiastically, "When can I have these powers?" You can probably guess at what my reply was. It won't be tomorrow, not next month, or in the next 6 months. It will take you years to possess them and to put these powers into good use. So you better start now. The next topic we're going to be touching on today are idioms. The following are the idioms found in the dialogue between the tour manager and the tourist guide. These idioms are commonly used in the workplace. The first idiom is to talk some sense into somebody. This simply means to help someone think about something in a reasonable way. Example 1. The boss talked some sense into me and I was able to thresh out my problem with my coworker. The next idiom is to not budge or give an inch. This means to refuse to change your opinion or agree to even very small changes that another person wants. For example, he refuses to give an inch on the workload even if the team members appealed to him. The next idiom is to rise above something. This means simply to not allow something unpleasant to influence you. She was able to rise above office politics. Thus, she was able to concentrate on the project assigned to her. The next idiom is to pull oneself together. This simply means to compose oneself, to gather one's wits about one. Example, try to pull yourself together and get through this financial crisis. And finally, the last idiom today is to keep one's head. This means to simply remain calm and sensible when in an awkward situation that might cause a person to panic or go out of control. Here's an example. The conflict between you two is getting serious, but let's keep our heads so that we can think of a better way to smooth things over. The last topic today we're going to be talking about in Module 4 is language focus, dangling and misplaced modifiers. When we speak of modifiers, these are words that give readers additional information. For the modifier to do so, the modifier should be near whatever is meant to be modified. It should also modify one element in the sentence and should have something in the sentence to modify. There are 3 types of faulty or useless modifiers. Number 1, misplaced, and number 2, squinting, and number 3, dangling. A misplaced modifier wanders away from what it modifies. The result is usually a sentence that is amusing rather than informative. Study this sentence. Please give me a hot cup of coffee. Which do you think the person needs? A hot cup or a hot coffee? In a normal, everyday situation, people need a hot coffee, not a hot cup. The sentence then should be revised in this way. Please give me a cup of hot coffee. Hot modifies coffee, not cup. A squinting modifier looks 2 ways, leaving the reader uncertain whether it modifies the word before it or the word after it. Here's a sentence example of a squinted modifier. The TV program that appealed to Anne tremendously bored Peter. Here's an example of a more clearer way to say that sentence. The TV program that tremendously appealed to Anne bored Peter. And here's another example of a more clearer way to say the sentence. The TV program that appealed to Anne bored Peter tremendously. A dangling modifier does not modify anything in the sentence. Look at this sentence. To find a good job, training was needed. In this case, the phrase, to find a job, has nothing to modify. Now, the revised sentence should be, to find a job, he needed training. The pronoun he is modified by the phrase, to find a job. I hope you have found this module helpful for being a team player and what that means to each one of us on the team. Just to recap, the 4 C's. If you have competence, you'll have your confidence, and then you'll have composure, and finally, that will reflect in your character. So if you can remember the 4 C's, you're on your way to becoming a team player. Well, this concludes Module 4 and being a team player. I hope this has been helpful for you today. And if you have any questions or concerns on Module 4, please feel free to contact us on our website and we'll post a response.